All right, guys. Look at Nvidia, man. Nvidia's still up there. Market's doing well. The AMC, yeah. So again, today we got jobless claims. We got the Microsoft's still doing great, man. We're gonna do a poll here live as well. All right, let me get some music playing. What's up, Raz? What's up, RJ? Let me get some music going. Hold on one second. Um, yeah. So we got a lot of stuff going on today, man. We got the Jackson Hole Economic Symposium. We got the AMC split that is now live. If you look at AMC, that split is now actually live. Up to 18.95s right now for AMC shares. Again, a 10-to-1 split. So they're basically taking one share, they're multiplying it by 10. Uh, and that's what we got right now. So also we have jobless claims. Let's see, I want to do beats, lay back, instrumentals. Good morning. Good morning. Not really. Yeah, yeah, Nvidia. Hey, Nvidia making big moves, man. Looking good. Um, Yeah, Nvidia's been on a tear, man. Again, and it makes sense why, because AI really is so like game changing of a thing that now people are kind of starting to realize that Nvidia is really the only people that are really producing these chips like they need to if they want AI to be as big as a lot of people are making it out to be. And so yeah, AI has become huge, and Nvidia is it's going to be propped up on Nvidia. And maybe AMD to a certain extent as well. But yeah, AI is going to be absolutely massive, and again, it's going to be propped up on Nvidia, and so yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing a lot here is like AI and Nvidia are doing well. So I'm trying to fix my camera a little bit so it's not too bad. But yeah, AI and Nvidia doing well, and yeah, we just got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Let's make a poll on the closing price for what Nvidia. Where does Nvidia close today? We're gonna do around 500. We're gonna do around 525. We're gonna do around 550, and then we're gonna do below 500. All right, so vote on that poll. We got that poll live as well. Where does Nvidia close? Let me know what you guys think. Make sure we're monetized. Yeah, we are good. Fix these links. Hey, what's up, CT? Again, vote on the poll. We got the vote poll live. Where does it close? Yeah, but AMC, I can see they're adjusting my shares for it. So they gave me this random symbol. It's a little. I haven't been in a reverse split in a long time. So they gave me this random symbol. Uh, but I'm guessing they're going to compensate me tomorrow for this. Correct, for this reverse split. Yeah, so we got that poll live. But yeah, I'm guessing they're going to compensate me for tomorrow with AMC. Is that right? Let me know. Do I get jobless claims? Let's look at some news today. Yeah, AMC stock is trending. Yeah, I'm showing a glitch too for AMC. Yeah, AMC is not at $200. Again, AMC is at about $20 right now, a little bit underneath that, so this would mean that it was at like 180s prior, or $1.80s prior to the split. Bro, the ape community is the only community where they genuinely think glitches are conspiracies. Yeah, so again, the shares aren't even delivered yet. The trading price is not real. That was up on AI Nvidia today, man. Yeah. It's one of the reasons like people act like I'm really critical on bears, man. I'm just trying to tell people like betting against the largest companies in the world is a sucker's bet. And like we can all idolize Michael Burry and make Michael Burry seem like he's just the greatest ever that knows everything, but like I think you got to be smart with it, man. Yeah, so again, AMC up to 1875s right now is what I see. But again, you guys know apes, man. They're up on Twitter putting a bunch of conspiracy theories, bro. Like, Yeah, so I made a post on Twitter. Y'all go heart this post so people see it. The post says, quote, AMC traders, please act like this is not your first time being in a reverse split and stop with the conspiracy theories. No, AMC is not at $200 a share right now. Come on, man. It's not really getting blasted. I mean, again, okay, say AMC, it's a 10 to 1, it's a 1 to 10 split, right? So say AMC is $1.80 a share. Currently, the price of AMC is at about $19 a share, right? So you do this times 20, and this is the new price. Or no, it's a 10 to 1 split. I'm sorry. So it's 1.8 times 10, 18. That's right around where it's at now. So it's a 10 to split. I mean, it's at 1880. But again, I think a lot of these guys involved don't understand what a split is. So a 1 to 10 or a 10 to 1 split is what this is. It's a taking one share, turning it into 10 shares. Or no, I'm sorry. It's taking 10 shares and turning it into one share. You just multiply the price times 10, and that's the price now, you know? And so this is not like a big shock. You know, this is what they expect. Y'all do me a favor and heart that post I just linked in here. Heart this post if you can. Like, I see a lot of conspiracy theories right now about how AMC is really at $200 a share and about how this is it. It's like, bro, y'all act like y'all been in a reverse split before, man. Like, the shares aren't even out yet for most people. Right now, I'm showing my shares are at 1885 is the share price, which would mean it was at $1.88.5. That's the split price for me right now. Is prior to the split, not a shock, not a crazy move, not a big deal. Yeah, 1 for 10 reverse stock split. All holders of AMC will receive 1 share of AMC in exchange for every 10 shares held at the close of trading August 10th. Do you think everything is overextended and needs to come down? I don't know. I think it's impossible to tell. I think we can look at PE ratios and try to use that as a differentiator to figure out what we want to do, but I really don't know. I think that uh, I think that I think that growth over time is normal, and so I think that we could be extended and we could pull back some. I think that we could also not be extended and just keep pushing up. I don't think we necessarily have to pull back. Uh, so like I don't think the Astros necessarily has to pull back per se. All right. All right. So again, at 8:30, we got the Jackson Hole jobless claims stuff. At 8 a.m., Jackson Hole starts. Now, I could either stream the entire event of Jackson Hole or mm. Or just Jerome Powell tomorrow, which is probably what I'm leaning to do, is just Jerome Powell. But yeah, Jackson, Jerome Powell. The Nvidia stream was fun, man. We had a ton of people here. Was it good or bad? What, jobless claims? What does history say? History says we don't know. So like history says that historically it's done different things. Like historically, sometimes when we look like this, we keep moving up, and sometimes we pull back. So it's not like history gives us one specific answer. And if again, I think a lot of people have confirmation bias. They're just kind of trying to confirm what they want to happen, right? But again, if we're honestly and objectively looking at history, we don't really know what we're going to get either. That's not. It's not like there's a big tell historically from this type of stuff. Sorry, here. Let me pull up my Discord pawn. My bad. I see it on my phone. I just don't see it here. Music is off. Oh damn, dude. Sorry, guys. Let me stop this and fix this. Hold on. I've been out here rocking out the music here. Hey, what's up, George? What's up, Wilfredo? I think Nvidia will come down to the 480s and then shoot up to 525 by 24. I see Nvidia at 900, maybe. Yeah, my bad. I forgot the music. All right. All right, so y'all should be able to hear the music. Let me know if you can. Hmm. All right, guys. Yeah, so we do have a split today. So yeah, AMC. It's 10-1. Our chair sitting currently around 1880s. Again, AMC has initiated its 1-for-10 reverse split. Shares are sitting currently at about 1880s. Where does it close the week? Yeah, Nvidia has been crazy. All right, so yeah, AMC at 1850s here, guys. 1850s. Sheesh, bro. Yeah, Nvidia, guys, crazy. Up to 510s here. Just tapped over that 510 level. Still making moves up. What a crazy move for Nvidia. Yeah, still over 510. Still trying. Let me know if you like the music. It's kind of different. It's kind of laid back beats this morning. I wanted to do that more than the same old music we've been listening to. So I'm going to try to pick out some different music. But yeah, we got so much stuff today, guys. I don't really know. I don't really know what to do here. All right, let me check this. Uh, yeah, so again, AMC down to $18 a share, still moving down. All right, guys. April. Tower. Supposed to have a promo code here. Yeah, so Nvidia up to almost 511s now, still moving up again. We got so much stuff going down today, guys. We got jobless claims, durable good orders, the AMC reverse split. We've got Jackson Hole Symposium starting today, I believe at 8 a.m. So in like in an hour, basically, is when Jackson Hole starts. And so we just got a lot of stuff. We got a gang of stuff going over today. S&P and right shoulder territory, tread with caution as today's new strong, up to 150 points or not. So the reverse split is I'm not sure what the market's going to give us today. Nobody knows. Yeah, I'm still holding Disney. I've been in Disney. I haven't even looked at it lately, though. It's up in pre-market right now. I'm actually pretty much flat on the trade. Like, I'm down $27 and something cents on the trade, but today I'm up 17, and so I'm pretty flat here with Disney. I only have about 80 shares of it, which is not a huge position for me specifically, but I'm actually green on the day. I'm up on Tesla today again. I'm up on PayPal. I'm up on Microsoft a lot. I'm up on Google. I'm up on gold. I'm up on Etsy. I'm up on ENPH. I'm up on Disney. I'm up on Apple. So it's just been a good couple days. Nvidia earnings certainly helped me here. And so Nvidia earnings certainly helped. And again, AMC is interesting too, because I am holding AMC. All right, so we are close to getting funded in another account on Top Step today, and so we might be able to get funded on another one today. We'll see if we do. We got some profit in the other ones. 5, 3, 6, 2. We're also close on a different one as well. This one, we gotta just swing that one. We gotta make another 4K on this one. All right, so there's this one as well. Here's our express funded. All right. Yeah, we just got a gang of stuff. ENPH really took quite a beating. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these are investments, but ENPH, we only have 5 shares of it, believe it or not. So we actually have a very small position in it. Like my ENPH position is not big at all. You know, like we could always add to it and like fix our average pretty easily here. And yeah, we'll sit on that one. I'm kind of dollar cost averaging into some of these too. Microsoft, like Nvidia really did help my trading a lot yesterday. It really did help my trading a bunch. Market won't only squeeze to get liquidated. Yeah. Why don't you have Nvidia below 500 in the poll? There's going to be a $40 gap. Did you read the poll? We do it. We have exactly that. We have, where does Nvidia close today? Around 500, around 525, around 550. Below 500 is the last option in the poll. Tesla up again today, man. And again, the AI movement is influencing all this stuff, man. Tesla with a big day. I'm trying to patient and hold some of these for so Excel for the long yesterday through today. There's an issue with the E-mini wire. The candle's jerky. The volatility is very low. Meanwhile, NQ is capturing all the attention. Well, typically, that's kind of how the futures market goes, Bao. So, like, usually, the E-mini is certainly less volatile because the E-mini is the S&P 500, right? So when you day trade the E-mini, you're day trading the S&P volatility. That's what you're day trading. The NASDAQ is the Q, right? So like the NASDAQ in that regard is way more tech heavy. Not way more, but it's definitely more tech heavy than the S&P 500. And so with that in mind, it's going to be more liquid and more volatile today because of Nvidia's craziness. Now, Nvidia is a heavily weighted stock in all of them, but generally the S&P moves a lot less than the NASDAQ, especially when day trading. If you're not playing options in this market, you're tripping. I disagree, man. Options where you can only buy or sell after the opening bell, and you basically got to sit through this volatility craziness in pre-market and after hours every day seems to be a bad idea if you're asking me. I think if you have the amount... yeah, so again, it's something that I think trading options is very risky right now because there's been big crazy moves in pre-market and after hours, and the inability to be able to trade options in after hours and pre-market is kind of sketch right now with all the craziness going on. So I disagree. I think options are one of the riskier things you could trade in this market. If you're talking about day trading options or overnight holding options, I think that's incredibly risky right now because of all the craziness that's happening in pre-market and after hours. But maybe I'm wrong, and if y'all have an argument on that end, that's all good. I'll definitely hear it. Any idea why Siri is down so much in such a green day, holding a long position and thinking of dumping it soon? Thoughts? Yeah, I think Siri is going to be a company that might stick around, but it's definitely not going to thrive over, it's obsolete. Like, people don't use the radio anymore. The people use instead stations like Pandora on your phone, like mobile streaming stations like Pandora and stuff like that. And moving forward, it's just bad for Siri in terms of technology. Like, yeah, they might have their own station or their own version of Pandora and stuff, but again, the technology is obsolete. And so I don't know why they're dropping so much today, but I know they're down almost, they're basically down 50% since July. So yeah, again, for me personally, it's kind of like satellite dish TV providers, right? Like, they're still going to be around, but I think they're just going to dwindle in terms of interest over time. And I think Siri is a good example of that as well. Again, you just don't need Siri. Like, people don't use the radio like that anymore. They have smartphones that are highly capable machines in their pocket that allows them to stream whatever they want, whenever they want. And so that's bad news for radio, of course, I think. Options are defined risk, kind of, but the reality of it is, like, even if you correlate it to shares, or even if you compare it to shares, I mean, it's still riskier because when you buy or sell an option, you're risking what you're paying for that option, and so you might know your risk a little bit more, but it's still risky, especially if you can't trade it pre-market. I just think if you have enough money, shares are the preferred vehicle, but again, it's subjective. AI is going to be an industry killer. Yeah, well, I talked about this before. AI is going to affect photography, it's going to affect arts, it's going to affect writing more than anything else. It's going to affect programming to a certain extent. So those 3 or 4 things. Again, arts like writing, photography. Those 2 things. Design, photography, and arts are going to be fundamentally changed by AI and already have. Like do I need to hire a photographer to come out and shoot a headshot for me for business? Of course not. I can literally upload a selfie on the internet using AI and have way better, higher quality headshots than any photographer is going to give me. And it's going to be $30 versus 300. It's going to be 10 times less expensive. That's bad for photography. I mean, you're always going to have certain niches of photography that are going to be fine. You're always going to have certain sectors that people want that they don't want a machine to do. That it's, there's always going to be that. But again, in terms of just general business for photographers, it's bad. It's bad. I think photography is one of the worst businesses you can get in right now because AI is going to replace a lot of it within the next 5 to 10 years, as well as, again, writing, specifically creative writing. Is in trouble, but specifically, tutorial based writing is what is at risk. I think technical tutorial based nonfiction writing is going to be at risk because you don't really need to spend the man hours working on that. You can literally get AI to write it for you within 30 seconds, and so I think those industries are in trouble. And I'm a writer myself. Like I know how to write. I don't necessarily like writing, but I can write well. But yeah, I think those industries are in trouble, It's easy to throw 2,000 in options and make good profit unlike shares. That's what I do with warnings. Yeah, but the difference there, Lucid, is like you might get more bang for your buck with options, but you're still risking a lot for those options. Like, yeah, like buying power implications are better with options. So like you can get more bang with your buck, but sometimes that's not the best move. That means more risk. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, more bang for your buck, but more risk comes with that. And so you're actually risking more each time you do that. And, which causes this kind of gambling market where people are just kind of throwing money around gambling and options, losing huge amounts of money. And I know I know a lot of traders that, I've noted there's a very distinct pattern to some traders, right? One of the patterns in options is that they're saying, yeah, man, they're coming in here and they're saying, oh, this dude doesn't make money, man. This dude doesn't make money. And they're like, yeah, I made $1,200 last week. Yeah, I made $1,500 today. And they're all good and fine. And they think they're just about to get rich. And then the check comes the next day and then they lose all of it. Right. And that's what happens in options. And so it's like, you might be able to make big money, but you're risking a lot to do it. And eventually the check's going to come and you're going to lose a lot of the time, pun intended. But yeah. Yeah, again, I'll have traders making $1,000 a day acting like they're just about to ride off into the sunset, rich trading options. And then they'll make the money and they'll flash the gains. They'll make the money and they'll be like, yeah, look at me. And then they'll do it again, but it doesn't work the last time. The last time they tried, it doesn't work and they end up losing their whole account. And then they say it's rigged and they give up and, cry manipulation when really they're just gambling really hard. Again, you can get a lot of buying power for less with options, but you're risking more in those situations. Like sometimes it's not good to trade the equivalent of like 100 grand or 50 grand in options because the risk that you're taking to do that is profound, and limited risk is a key element of profitable trading. As long as you know direction, you're good. Well, yeah, I mean, as long as I bought Amazon 20 years ago, I'd be good. As long as you know whether something's going to go up or down, you're okay. No, it's all good. Options aren't necessarily gambling. I mean, it depends on what you define as gambling, but they're not necessarily gambling. They can be if you don't play them. If you're not smart with it, they can be. Nobody. Quantum. That was my joke. Nobody truly knows direction. Nobody really knows. Yeah, and I made this post on Twitter, and I'll make it again. AMC traders, please act like this is not your first time in a reverse split and stop with the conspiracies. Okay, no, AMC is not at $200 a share right now. No, it shouldn't be at $200 a share. Stop it. Stop it, man. Dude, it's honestly, for lack of a better word, it's obnoxious. It's obnoxious to have somebody, every single thing is a conspiracy. You know, I'm sure the freaking insiders at the company, I don't know. I'm sure some of them love the fact that AMC traders make so many conspiracies, but I'm sure some of them hate it too. All right, so again, Amazon moving up, Nvda up huge. And again, a lot of things are still reacting to the Nvidia earnings yesterday, which were obscene. Okay, John, man, listen, I'm gonna tell you this, John. John, to be honest, I've looked at the logs for your post, John Hong, and generally, you're just, the only thing you ever say is just critiquing Top Step, man. And so again, that's fine, but like, if you do it anymore, you're just gonna get banned, bro. Just a heads up, dude. Again, I've looked at your posts. I've looked at the logs of your posts. Why spend your time doing that, man? I mean, again, Top Step, there's one rule you have to follow. There's one condition set is a better example that you have to follow. Number one is you have to hit your profit target without hitting your max loss. That's the other rule. Everything else there, that's the only rule specifically that will eliminate you from the combine, is what they mean. That's what they mean by that. There's only one rule that's going to eliminate you from the combine. Now, there's other conditions that if you want to get funded, you have to hit, but there's only one rule that's going to eliminate you from the combine, which is hitting your max loss. You know, the rest of the rules, they might sit you out for a day. They might, you might have to, get other profit target or whatever it is. But like, the only rule that's going to eliminate you from the combine is if you hit your max loss before you hit your profit target. And that's what they mean by one rule. Yeah, but there's so much regulation that would come with that, Alan. Like, there's a reason they don't allow you to trade stocks, is because the stock market has way, way, way more red tape than futures. Like, again, there's been companies historically that have offered stocks, and I've used them a lot before. And they ran overseas. They would have to be overseas. Eventually, the SEC charges them heavy amounts, like six-figure amounts. And so it's just not a profitable thing for them to do. There's too much red tape and regulation. Wow, dude. I didn't see that. Shohei tore his UCL. Ooh, bro, does he have Tommy John surgery coming up, dude? That's rough for him, man. Again, the question with Shohei Ohtani right now, is this. Okay, so historically, right, there have been other pitchers. So historically, man, there have been other pitchers that, again, historically, there have been other pitchers that, there's been other pitchers that could hit really well and pitch really well. All right, it's not as rare as you might think it is. Everybody acts like Shohei is just this huge rarity, and he is. Just to put it into perspective, he's very rare, right? But it's still not as rare as other people think it is, because again, you have these guys that can hit really well, they can hit homers, and they can also pitch really well. Most of the time throughout history, they were unable to hit. Most of the time throughout history, the coaches, the managers in those organizations did not want them doing both. Why did they not want them doing both? Was because doing both is incredibly taxing on your body. Like Shohei pitching and hitting homers is incredibly taxing over his body, right? And so in that regard, there's a reason you haven't seen that a lot historically, and it's not necessarily because there wasn't anybody else like Shohei. I think Shohei is one of the GOATs, okay? What I'm saying, though, is that doing what he's been doing is incredibly taxing. It's incredibly taxing on your body. Like pitching and hitting, that's taxing. And again, I'm not surprised that he's injured. I'm not surprised that he's going to be out for the rest of the season. It's unfortunate. I love watching him, but it's not a shock. Yeah, and you see, it's like you say something to old boy, and then he just doesn't respond because he knows what I'm saying is true. Like, but why spend your time doing that, man? Like, you don't have nothing else to do but go to streams desperately trying to find something to criticize me for. It's just weird, bro. It's just weird. I mean, listen, y'all spend your time how you want to spend your time, but like, come on now. You know, I don't think anybody ever succeeded in life just desperately trying to criticize others. Like, that can't be a recipe for success in life. Just kind of going from stream to stream, looking to troll and attack. That can't be a recipe for success. You know, that just really must mean you're down on your luck. And again, I kind of pity that. So cheers to you guys. But again, snap out of it. It's all love here. I'll be your therapist, but like, come on. Yeah, I know he was supposed to get a huge payday, probably the largest ever. John, do you think about Powell will do 2 more hikes this year? I really don't know what Powell's going to do. I think we're more likely than not getting 1 more rate hike this year. Probably 1 more. But it depends on what a CPI and PCE inflation looks like. Jackson Hole was supposed to start at 8 a.m. Yeah, so again, AMC split, Jackson Hole Economic Symposium. Sorry for spelling mistakes. Rip, early wake up. All good, dude. Hammering AMC one more time. Yeah, you guys know AMC traders. They're on Twitter cooking up a bunch of conspiracies. They're on Twitter cooking up a bunch of conspiracies about how AMC is really at $200 a share now, guys. Like, bro, show me you're a retail trader that doesn't know about the market without showing me you're a retail trader that doesn't know about the market. Because that's how you find out, man. Again, I don't even know what to say. Like, let's look at some of these conspiracy theories. If you look at what's trending right now, AMC price not real is trending. Let's see what they say, right? So, let's see what they're saying. Again, I'm looking at. I just see so many conspiracy theories. It's just kind of hard to watch. They're showing like splits. You've got to be kidding me. This puppet account I'm replying to gets toasted in burner account. WTF. Yeah, man. Again, there's just so much nonsense, man. Again, I'm in AMC right now. Again, I'm in the split. But like, come on. I would love for it to be $200 a share. At a certain point, these guys are just telling you what they want, what you want them to say. You know, it's not true, but they're just kind of saying what you want to hear, and they're hoping that you give them a follow because it's confirmation bias. Hey, what's up, Chris? Yeah, but I mean, John, like, okay. Again, John, like, I understand that you probably, uh, you know, I don't know, but you knew there was $1,000 daily max loss, man. If you didn't, you're not doing your due diligence. Like, you should have checked the rules here. Again, when they say one rule, they're meaning only one rule will eliminate you from the combine. Almost all prop firms have that daily max loss rule. It's not just Top Step. Almost all of them do. And again, if you didn't read the rules ahead of time, that's your fault, man. It's nobody else's fault. Like, you can't lose $1,000 in a day and get faked out and then blame your platform, man. You know, no offense. Like, it's not their fault. Like, again, you lost over $1,000 in a day. They're very open and transparent about the daily max loss. They show you the rules, like, literally in the combine when you're purchasing it. And so, again, it sounds like you just lost a bunch and now you're blaming it on the broker, to be honest. But hey, again, yeah, we're just kind of sitting quiet here. Hmm. Sensationalism is taking over. What was the coding program? Scratch. My son works on Scratch, which is kind of like a drag and drop where you build code by dragging and dropping. It's actually really useful. It's taught him a bunch about it. So yeah, Nvidia said his revenue more than doubled in his recent completed quarter from a year ago. What do y'all think about the indictment going on? Do you think it's good or bad? A little too political for me, but what do you guys think? Be real for us. Nvidia is a farce, say it please. It's not. I mean, again, you got to look at revenue. Like, it's revenue basically. It had its highest revenue quarter ever. It had its highest EPS quarter ever. So its highest profitability and its highest revenue quarter ever this past quarter. It broke records. It broke well over the expected numbers, but more than that, it broke well over the largest historical quarter. And it also had good guidance. And so, again, I get it. You might be short in AI, and it's all love here, bro. We can agree to disagree regarding it. We're never going to agree on everything, and that's not a reasonable expectation. But I understand you might be betting against it. I understand you might be short. I understand you might not like it. Maybe you're not any of those things, and you just don't like it, and that's fine. Again, but what I will say is that AI, when you take a step back and you look at artificial intelligence and the growth of that and the fundamental changes it's going to do to business, to marketing, to the stock market, to everything, and it's going to be on the back of Nvidia because Nvidia is the main producer of AI and chips, right? So it's going to be propped up on Nvidia. And so that type of growth can be exponential, and that's why Nvidia has been so crazy, is because if you look at Nvidia since AI started to take off, it's what's grown a lot. AI has added a lot to all of these companies' balance sheets. It's not just Nvidia, Microsoft, Google. They're all making more. They all had their highest quarterly revenue and guided, or quarterly EPS and revenue ever, their highest ever quarters. A lot of them did, at least. And so it's something at which, like, you can bet against it, and that's fine. And I understand betting against it. I understand thinking it's extended, but it's not really like, but to say it's a scam company is silly, because I think it's obviously producing something tangible and useful and needed right now in the age of AI. Hey, what's up, Rod? What's up, Harry? Yeah, we do have jobless claims, and we have jobless claims and durable good orders. Core durable good orders specifically is what drops today. Still got about an hour before this data comes out. We'll put a timer up. We also have Jackson Hole starting. All right, so we got the timer up. Hey, bro. How you doing, man? Love you too, buddy.
Bye.
Have a good day at school, bro.
I have a question.
What's up, dude?
How much would this computer?
How much does this computer cost?
Yeah, how much would all of this stuff cost?
Oh, with the monitors and the stands. What about the desk? You want me to include the desk?
Yeah.
This would probably cost about 5,000 or so, $5,000, which is not really that bad. I mean, maybe give or take 1,000. Like, so I would say 5,000 plus or minus 1,000. All right, I love you, buddy. Have a good day at school today, bud. Love you.
Okay.
Have a good day. All right. Yeah. Again, John, I'm just going to boot you out of here, man. All you ever do is critique Top Step. I think that's your goal for whatever reason it is. Again, you know what the rules are. In the end, it's just not worth it to keep arguing back and forth and having somebody constantly critique the sponsors. Again, if you ever talked about anything else outside of that, it would be different. But like, when a large majority of your posts are critical of my sponsor, it's just not worth it, bro. Sorry, dude. Good day to you, sir. Yeah, we're just going to boot him out of here. Again, get your good day, sirs, out in chat. Yeah, it sounds like he's wanting a new computer is what it sounds like. Yeah, it's about a 5K setup. It's not like again, some of these monitors, like this is an AOC monitor. This is an LG. This is an LG. This is a Samsung curved one on my left side. So I've got 4 different monitors. The most expensive thing is actually this desk. This is a standing desk. It costs like $1,000 or like 800 plus tax, so like $1,000. And so I would say the whole thing, my actual computer, when we bought it, it was about like $3,200 or so. And we also added some memory to it. And so, yeah, I would say the monitors and the desk probably run about, $1,500 or so. And then the computer itself was like 30 something hundred. Yeah, man. I mean, don't enter Top Step, get eliminated, and then complain about the rules. Like, read the rules before you enter it. Top Step has great rules, by the way. It's the easiest funded account program to pass, in my opinion, right? And so, in the end, I've been funded twice in the last couple weeks. You know what I mean? So, I mean, Know your PC specs. Yeah, it's an i7. It's got like 125 gigs of RAM. That's about the only specs I know about. Yeah. It might be time for me to get a new laptop. I've been really thinking about an Apple one. Hey, Carol. Sorry, I need to ask Carol something. Hey, baby. Hey. All right, sorry. Carol's got like a doctor's appointment today, so that she's nervous about. I won't say why, but everything's fine. But yeah. Yeah, Top Step's very reasonable. I mean, it's a reasonable profit target. It's a reasonable max loss. It's a reasonable rule set. I wouldn't touch AMC with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, everybody's just sensationalizing it, as always, man. Generally, people sensationalize it. You know, every freaking report comes out, everything's some crazy conspiracy regarding AMC. At a certain point, traders should grow up and recognize that, like, they're being manipulated, man. You know, at a certain point, AMC traders should stop, take a step back, and be like, hey, every news catalyst that has happened over the last few years, AMC traders have told me it's a conspiracy, and AMC somehow, some way is going to squeeze up ridiculous amounts, like record-breaking amounts, and it hasn't happened throughout dozens and dozens of different conspiracies. None of it has been true. None of it. And so at a certain point, AMC traders should say, hey, I don't like being manipulated, and these are traders trying to manipulate me for the sole reason is to grow a following. Like, most of the people pumping these conspiracy theories are just trying to grow a following, like Matt Kors, Trades did. They're riding those curtails, right? But the problem is, like, even Trades felt bad about telling everybody how great AMC was, and now AMC prior to this split is at $2 a share. And so he's deleted a lot of that content. He hasn't even posted about a lot of that content, and he feels bad. The other AMC traders that gained a following on AMC have pivoted to now they're kind of copying me a little bit and covering FOMC meetings and stuff like that, which, I mean, again, they could do that, but people, you shouldn't want to be manipulated. So stop being manipulated. Actually look at things objectively is the problem, you know. Yeah, and I can respect you if you pivot and you actually admit you were wrong regarding it and you stop trying to manipulate people. But that's not all of them. You know, some of them are still holding on, and again, they're using it solely to grow a following. Like, that's what they're doing, which I understand. Again, I'm growing followings out here too. Like, we streamed AMC Squeeze when it happened and covered it a lot. But again, we're honest with people, and I'd rather be real with people about it. All right, Nvda going crazy. AMC still making moves. Again, Amazon at 137. So Amazon having a really good time too. Yeah, AMC is manipulated, but so is the whole market. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm in a little bit of General Mills, but like, I'm down in it, but it's not a huge loss, to be honest. I could also fix my average a little bit if I really want to. Yeah, we're actually up a lot today. That's incredible. 800%. Just wow. Overtime, okay. But overnight, my mind is blown. you've got to be a troll, right? You don't actually think AMC is up 800%, do you? Yeah, I mean, it's got a better squeeze chance now with a lower float for sure. Like without question, it's got a better shot now. The lower the float, the easier it is to get crazy volatility. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think people just push so much nonsense, dude. All right, guys. So, like I said, reverse stock splits trick people into thinking they're doing good. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. Honestly, I'm not saying I've never been in a split. I remember one time, so it's a true story. So, years and years ago. I was in a penny stock, and the penny stock did a reverse split, and I didn't understand what a reverse split was. And so I saw that it was up like 20 times what it was, and I thought I was rich. I thought I was just gonna ride off into the sunset. I thought I was just like, man, I've got all this money now, man. I don't know what to do. And so I wanted to execute the option that I was in. I was holding an option of it, and I wanted to execute it, but I didn't have enough money. And so I remember I was panicking trying to get the money together before somebody told me, hey, you're not actually up that much. You're not actually up that much. Like a reverse split, like just consolidate shares or add shares. And so in this case, it's consolidating shares. So this is a 10-to-1 split. So every 10 shares of AMC is going to turn into 1 share. Yeah. Love you, buddy. Every 10 shares of AMC is going to turn into only 1 share, and the price is going to 10x, right? But if you have 10 shares of AMC at $2, you're now going to have 1 share of AMC at around $20. That's what it is. It's not actual gains. It's not actual strength. It's just consolidation of shares is what this is. And it's generally actually a weak move. But again, AMC is a little bit different. But again, people who don't understand reverse splits are going to think that they're up huge amounts and think that AMC is up 800% and this is another squeeze. Guys, and of course it's not. But again, retail traders will be retail traders. Yeah, exercise is what I meant to say. How's GameStop moving with all this stuff? GameStop actually up a little bit today. It's still at $17, so it's still looking pretty weak. Yeah, all good, little Millie. Congratulations to all Nvidia holders, yeah. Some people in your situation may sell thinking it's a good time. Yeah, they're going to think they're up 20 times. Of course they're not, but they're going to think they might be. Again, Jackson Hole, I think, is starting in 5 minutes. But I'm not going to cover today, only tomorrow. All right, so Nvidia back up to 509. Yeah, and Nvidia just had a great report. They did better than expected EPS, better than expected sales. They posted their highest EPS quarter ever, their highest revenue quarter ever. Positive guidance, about 30 to 40% better guidance than expected for Nvidia. And so overall, they did much better than everybody expected here. And we can also look at the new PE ratio. Yeah, so let me see what the new PE ratio is for Nvidia. All right, so let's look at their calendar now. All right, so 2.7 is what they showed, plus 109, plus 88 cents, plus 58 cents. 525 yearly EPS for Nvidia, 525 trailing yearly EPS. So 525, and you take the current price at about 508 by 5.25, gives a PE ratio of under 100 now. It's about 97 or so in terms of PE for Nvidia, about 97. All right, guys. Yeah, I mean, again, Casey, I'm not going to argue anymore, man. And again, we can agree to disagree. And maybe there's some variations of it that use the one you're using. But if you argue about it more, I'm just going to put you in timeout. And then if you keep doing it, I'm just going to ban you, man. Again, friendly warning, just not really want to arguing about it today, man. I get it. You disagree. At a certain point, it's antagonistic. And again, just to give you some example on what I mean by this, if you look at AI, I could ask OpenAI. Look, so I can ask OpenAI how to calculate the trailing 12-month PE ratio, right? And again, other platforms can say whatever they want, but I can ask OpenAI, hey, how do you calculate the EPS or the PE ratio trailing 12 months? They say you retrieve the EPS from 4 different quarters. You add these values together to get the trailing 12-month EPS, and then you divide the current price by that number. All right. Again, we can look at a bunch of other sources that are going to say the same thing. Not really going to argue about it anymore. Again, maybe there's other variations of it. It's all good. That's the variation I'm using. Hey, what's up, Ricky? Hey, what's up, Pawn? What's up, Alex? Again, we're at 507s right now. 507s, AMC at 1750s. And we do have about 30 minutes or so before we have jobless claims and durable good orders. So we got jobless claims data and durable goods. And that might be a good influence over inflation. You know, the market's been kind of crazy. And so this might mean inflation problems if durable good orders come in high or vice versa. And again, jobless claims is how many people are filing for unemployment insurance in any given period. So that number is expected to show up today at, again, jobless claims numbers are expected to show up today at 240 versus 239 last time. So 240K versus 239 last time. Durable good orders are expected to grow by about 0.2% month over month. And again, if you don't know what durable goods orders are, core durable goods are the big ones. Again, they measure the change in the total value of new orders for long-lasting manufactured goods, excluding transportation items. And so again, that's core, but long-lasting manufacturing data here. So again, they're expecting it to grow by 0.2% month over month. Last time it was 0.6% growth. There might be inflation implications here with durable goods dropping today, but we'll see. Any feeling on advanced auto parts? Again, we're right around 70, right around 70. I don't know enough about this company to really say good, bad, yes, no, good levels, bad levels. Again, I really don't know. It's at $70 now. Looks like it reacted positively to earnings yesterday, and I know they did drop earnings. Yeah, Jerome Powell's speech tomorrow, market crash, maybe, I don't know, maybe market ramp. Again, let me know what you guys think Jerome Powell's going to say. I really don't know. All right. I use Quant Tower for my trading. Quant Tower. Man, I was in the middle of doing something. Yeah, I use Quant Tower. Advanced Auto Parts is yeah. Oh, I know what I was doing. All right. Can Quant Tower connect to IB? Not that I know of, but it might be. I don't know. Jerome Powell is not today. Hustle is tomorrow. So Jerome Powell. So Jackson Hole starts today, but Powell is not speaking until tomorrow at 10 o'clock or so for the opening. I'm pretty sure that's the case. I'm not 100% so, though, and y'all can correct me. Yes, Julius. But I can also see my P&L on this platform as well. If I go to Quant Tower and I pull this up, like here was yesterday's gains. I just haven't exited out of it yet. But yesterday we made about 723 to 1. So if you go to Quant Tower and you go to the symbol on the very top left of the bar on the top of your screen, if you go to the symbol on the top left and you go all the way down to account performance on informational section, it'll give you this list, and so you can kind of see what you're up or down, and this will fluctuate as you make or lose money. Yeah, all good, Hustle. No worries, bro. I don't know. Let me see when Jackson Hole starts. All right, so they did put the schedule out. Jackson Hole Economic Symposium. Usually they have some type of thing. Okay, here it is. Yes, we're looking at the Jackson Hole Symposium. This one's called Structural Shifts in the Global Economy. I still don't see an actual like schedule here, but it's all good. All right, so today's Thursday, so they said it's going to be released today. Again, we got about 25 minutes or so until this data comes out, 25 minutes. Let me know if you think it's going to be good or bad data. All right, so yeah, the last Jackson Hole Economic Symposium, Powell spoke for 20 to 30 minutes. Are they going to do a Fed listen speech this year? Did I miss the Fed listen speech? I think I did, dude. Apparently I did miss the Fed. The Fed. Did Powell speak for this? This was back in May. Well, I guess I did. But I don't think Powell spoke. I think, so that's going to be less, you know. Gonna crash. The banksters are broke again, huh? Yeah, but again, like here's the problem, right? And what I'm asking the bears here to do is be objective with me. All right. So think about what I'm about to say, and maybe what I'm about to say is wrong, but truly think about it. All right. Like there's a lot of bias in terms of crash predictors. I see a lot of big time YouTubers that are just pumping crash predictions, right? One of them's got like over 1 million subs, and he's basically like every major report, he tells people the market's going to crash. And since he has said that, the market basically goes like this. So like he's been wildly wrong, but he keeps doubling down on it. And again, he's doing it to get views. And so again, you shouldn't like to be manipulated. So don't be. And again, what I'm trying to say here is this. Is in the market, you have a constant state of people predicting crashes. And a lot of times people are very biased politically for that. So a lot of times it has to do with like political bias. Like if you really dislike the current administration, you might want to confirm like your beliefs, which is that you want the market to crash, right? Like you might want to confirm that, and that might influence you to be less objective than you should be. In the end, the market pushes up most of the time, right? Over time, the market goes up. And so trying to bet on the small sliver of markets in which the market corrects or crashes, again, number one, is going to be incredibly difficult to predict. And number two, is not the best odds of predicting it anyway. Like, again, even if you get it right, it's going to be so hard to time it correctly that it's probably going to be pretty risky. It's much more safe long-term to bet that the market's going to go up long-term. And again, you can think the market's going to crash. You can think the market's going to be weak, and that's all good. What I'm trying to say is that understand the true nature of the market. Number one is that universally, you always have some people telling you the market's going to crash. And so just because you hear some people right now telling you the market is going to crash, it does not mean that it's going to. It does not mean that it's high probability. It's actually low probability still. Number two is that the normal state of the market is that it goes up long term. And so when you bet that the market's going to crash, you're betting against one of the most profound edges the market gives you, and maybe we do crash, but getting it right, getting the timing right is going to be very difficult. And a lot of people have just been telling me the market's going to crash for the last few years. And so understand that and what it is. A lot of times they end up just creating new usernames because they were so bearish, and then the market pushed up, and instead of being able to say, hey, look, I was wrong, they kind of just create another user account and then start saying it again. And so in the end, again, maybe we do crash. It's possible we do. Don't bet your life savings on it. Okay. Again, that's something that, again, retail traders get talked into doing because of Michael Burry, and they want to be cool and they want to pick the next big short squeeze or short crash or whatever it is. Don't go chase nonsense. I think Powell won't be hawkish this time, as economic data is really weak, despite they're telling everything is strong. Economic data is not that bad. CPI has been good for the last year or so for the most part. It's still high relative to normal, but it's doing better. What is a crash? Crash is 20% in a couple days, not in 1 to 2 months. A 20% drop in 1 to 2 months is more so just kind of a correction or a pullback. It's not a crash. A crash would be like dropping 20% in a 2-day period of time, 20 to 25% in like a 2 to 3 day period of time, or less. Bush, Fred. Yeah, I did the waterfall. I did the don't go chasing waterfall quote, but apparently another YouTuber started saying it. Again, I've been saying that for like a year straight, and now somebody else is saying it. And so I'm not trying to, it's all good. Are we in an AI bubble in the moment? I don't know. It's possible we are, for sure. I'm not saying we are. Nobody knows for sure, but it's possible. The nature of the stock market companies is to make money, so I agree with you. The nature is the up tendency. Yeah, well, the market's going to move up for so many different reasons, man. One of the reasons is because our dollars are going to be less valuable over time. And so inflation is real, and inflation affects us every year, a high amount. And so over time, companies are going to make more money, and it doesn't necessarily mean they're growing faster. It just means they're making more money because dollars are worth less over time. right? And so in that regard, the market's going to move up over time for that pure reason alone. And I think that's an obvious thing. If you understand like the market over the last century, market's going to go up. Again, it's just keeping up with inflation though. So it's not even actual strength. It's just keeping up with inflation. Yeah, reverse splits are almost never good. I wouldn't say they're ever good. All right, guys, we got about 20 minutes. We got jobless claims and durable good orders today. Let's see if we get anything good, man. I'm hoping we do. Again, let's ask the question: do you think we're in an AI bubble? Do you think we're in an AI bubble? Let me know. I don't know. I don't know if we are or not, but let me know what you guys think. If we were in an AI bubble, it's still growing. It won't pop for another good few years. Yeah, I think that AI is going to become more and more relevant to everything in life over the next year or two, and so we could be in an AI bubble. I think if AI does bubble, I don't know if it's going to be right now, because I think you got to look at like the internet. I think AI is, I don't know if it's as influential as the internet, but it could be, and it might be more influential. It might be less influential, but it's definitely comparable. The internet first got big in 95, right? 94, 95 is when the internet really started to gain traction, if that makes sense. And so if we use the same timeline for AI really has only started to get like good in the last year or two. So we might have a couple years left before the bubble pops. And maybe when it does pop, it pops big. But I don't think we have to correct right now on that. I don't think like we need to correct right now. I don't know if anybody really knows if we should or not. And I think a lot of people are just short and they want the market to go down. But yeah, but I still think we're in the growth phase of AI. Like, I think we're still on the forefront of it. I don't necessarily think that. I think stocks might have moved a lot with it, but I think we're going to see more and more AI as time goes on in the near future. And so I think that we still have a lot of growth to do to finish that phase before we pop. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I really don't know. Yeah, what's crypto doing? Here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still sitting at about 26.5K. All right, 15 minutes. Yeah, we got about 500 people here. What do you think Nvidia would split again? 1,000? Maybe. Yeah, what earnings do we have today? Let's take a look at them. Earnings were mostly positive today. Dollar Tree BDPS beat Rev. Burlington Stores BDPS beat Rev. TD missed EPS beat Rev. Wolf, which is Petco, missed EPS beat Rev. Royal Bank of Canada BDPS beat Rev. Build-A-Bear BDPS beat Rev. NTES NetEase BDPS missed Rev. Weibo BDPS missed Rev. And so we had okay earnings this morning. Mixed results here, and we're going to do our daily Twitter post kind of detailing what went down for earnings, but yeah. Again, we had earnings this morning were mostly green. We had Dollar Tree and Burlington. Again, others include TD, FUTU, Wolf, RY, BBW, NTES, YBO. Right, so again, if you want to see a rundown of basically all these earnings, and again, hit the heart button, guys. Hit the follow button on Twitter if you haven't already. We definitely appreciate it. There's the link. Yeah, y'all hit that like button on the video, guys. We appreciate it. Do it now. Got 116 likes. Again, we still got 15 minutes before this data comes out. Yeah, what's weird, guys, and what I've seen, okay, they finally fixed it, bro. Honestly, prior to just now, man, AMC was showing I had a $1,400 loss on AMC. And again, I actually had to contact the rep and say, hey, what's going on? And the rep basically said that there was a glitch that reversed your P&L. And so it should have said plus $1,400, which is not correct either because it's a split. And so we're just 14x higher or whatever it is. Or we have 90 shares, right? So we're, but we're down. But we're still down, but yeah, we're not down $1,500. We're down in AMC. We're up actually today, so we're still green on today despite all this stuff. Yeah, so we have 9 shares now instead of 90. Whatever. I'll take it. AMC still at 17s. They turned my 62 AMC into 6.2 shares. Yeah, it's a 10-to-1 split. So whatever you had, it's going to be multiplied times 0.1. And that's going to be... Yeah, so Jackson Hole starts today. It's not going to affect the market until tomorrow. We're going to pay attention to it and give you some updates on it. But again, again, we are not going to be streaming that today. Yeah, so we're not going to be streaming that today. We got economic data to cover. Powell's not going to speak until tomorrow, and we're certainly going to be streaming it tomorrow. So I had to use a notary yesterday. What are some good notary businesses? Like, can you start a notary business pretty easy, or is the only way to make money as a notary to work at somewhere like UPS? I'm always looking for certs that I can do to kind of just diversify, but... Well, consumers are still using AI heavily too. Any business person is going to use AI. Last year, he spoke for 22 minutes, I believe, actually, but maybe I'm wrong. Again, so jobless claims today, team, are expected to show up. We got 10 minutes for jobless claims. Again, they are expected to show up today at 240,000. Core durable good orders are expected to show up at 0.2%. Jobless claims expected at 240K. You basically just sign up online, get a stamp, and take a 3-hour training course. You lose money being on the Notary Public? Really? Is that true? I don't know. I saw a guy doing it. He had a little bitty office. I was just kind of like, hey. Oh, no, we had to get something notarized here. Yeah, Texas is a notary state. I typed it in as Texas a notary state. Yes, the Notary Public has statewide jurisdiction and may perform notarial acts in any county in the state of Texas. Yeah, so Texas is among many states that require a notary as a further step to legalize titles. Thus, if you need to buy or sell property, you have to solicit a notary. Anyways, the market is still reeling from Nvidia, which is finally starting to pull back a little bit. But again, you don't want to be emotional. I think the bears really want to be right. And so even though Nvidia has done this, right, they act like this pullback is bad, or like this pullback here is like the end of the world. You know, so they're trying to take that as a win, like, see, bulls, ha ha ha. And it's like, are y'all missing the point? Like, here's the previous lifetime high for Nvidia, and we're way up here. And so this is helping a lot of stuff in the market. Again, I'm in Microsoft. My Microsoft trade's doing really nicely. I'm in Google. My Google trade is doing really nicely. Mostly all of this is being sympathy moved from Nvidia. And again, we got a lot of good stuff here. GameStop is actually interesting as well. AMC trying to hit $18. Yeah, so if a notary is so cheap, what kind of business can you create being a notary? You know? Well, yeah, maybe not for vehicles, but for titles. I don't know. For again, it might simple Google search, and this is from the. So like, look, Chris, I don't know. Again, I really, I'm pretty. I lack knowledge and all this stuff. But again, a Google search, and this is by the Texas Secretary of State. I said, is Texas a notary state? Yes. A notary public has statewide jurisdiction and may perform notarial acts in any county in the state of Texas. So yeah, it's a notary state. Your experience, I'm not sure why, you didn't have to sign a notary, and maybe it's just specifically for vehicle. Maybe it's specifically for vehicles. I don't know, but yeah, all good. All right, we got almost 600 people here, guys. We still got about 7 minutes left. 6 minutes actually. So sorry, 6 minutes left. Will jobless claims help or hurt the market right now, guys? Will jobless claims help or hurt the market? John, I had to create a new account, but if I tell you that I'm a British physicist and NQ trader, I think you know. You're Paul? No, was it Paul? Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Was it Paul? I can't remember your name, but yeah, I remember you, bro. It's all good. Here comes the pain. We'll see. It'll hurt the market, maybe. It's a fun time, man, with Nvidia earnings, AMC split, Jackson Hole going on. So a mobile notary is just somebody that goes to the house. But how do you get clients though if you're a mobile notary? You know what I mean? And again, I'm already a real estate agent, so maybe and that might actually be a good way to get clients in real estate. Is like, hey, you need me to sign something? Hey, if you need a real estate agent, take my card. Blah 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 blah. Honestly, I don't even have time to do real estate, bro. Like honestly, I'm a real estate agent, but every single client I've gotten over the last year, I've referred to somebody else. And so. I got my real estate license, but I'm not actually like actively trying to get deals right now because I just don't have the time for it. I got other stuff. So yeah, here's Nvidia right now, guys. Nvidia has dropped from 512s all the way down to 504. We got 4 minutes. We got 4 minutes left. Yeah, I know you can't notarize your own stuff. That would defeat the purpose of having a notary. Yeah. Marketing, to do that and go. Title company. Yeah. Higher or lowest jobless claims numbers? Best trade my wife and I ever made was our house. Hey. Apple is red. Is it really? I'm in Apple right now. I'm already up so much it doesn't matter. But Apple's actually pretty flat on the day. Like I'm in 20 shares of Apple here. If we look at my Apple trade, we got 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes. But if you look at my Apple trade, you can see my average price is 175. We're at 181. I'm up about 105 on the last 20 shares. But we had much more than this that we took a little bit off yesterday. Still. But we are in Apple still, and Nvidia is still dipping down. $500, I think, is the big level that we got to pay attention to. Again, jobless claims numbers and durable good orders drop in about 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes exactly. Make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure your live button looks like this. Again, you want to make sure your live button looks like this to make sure you're fully caught up on stream. Here's the live button. You want to make sure it looks like that, team. Okay, we got about 700 people here, so I'm gonna take this poll off because it's not really right. We got about 2.5 minutes left. 2.5 minutes. Yeah. Oh, we went to a notary yesterday. Had to pay the guy $30 or so. So Nvidia at 504s. We got 2 minutes. Please explain if it's up or down. So jobless claims means how many people are filing for unemployment, just to put this in perspective. Okay, that's what jobless claims are, is how many people are filing for unemployment. What this ultimately can influence the market with is if jobless claims are higher, that means less economic growth. That means less people working, more people filing for unemployment, higher unemployment, and ultimately less economic growth. But the market can like or dislike that on any given week. And this is a weekly report. It drops every Thursday. And so that's the nuance of it, where we don't know what we're going to get. We don't know if the market's fearing inflation, which would mean that we want more jobless claims and less people working because of inflation problems. We want less spending, essentially. Or if the market's fearing a recession, which I don't necessarily think it is right now, then that means the market's going to want economic growth. They're going to want lower jobless claims, be basically more people working. The other one is durable good orders, which is a gauge on manufacturing, and it's expected to grow at 0.2% month over month. And so a higher than expected reading there, with the similar nuance of jobless claims, is higher manufacturing is good for economic stuff, but bad for inflation, right? So that's another nuance of it. So again, we don't really know how we're going to react. Durable good orders, specifically core durable goods, which is the most important one, is expected at 0.2%. Higher number means more manufacturing growth. But again, we don't know if that's necessarily going to be interpreted as good or bad for markets. Again, I really don't know there. And again, let me know what you guys think in chat. We got about 30 seconds here. 30 seconds. In Louisiana, they're everywhere, grocery stores. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I know lawyers can be notaries. All right, 15 seconds, guys. 15 seconds. All right, 5 seconds. All right, here we go. All right, so there's the release. Okay, durable good orders just dropped. They came in at 0.5%, guys. 0.5%. We're going to put the SPY up 0.5%. And the market hasn't really reacted to it. Durable good orders came in at 0.5% versus 0.2% expected. Jobless claims came in lower than expected. So both of these signal economic growth. Both of these signal economic growth. And the market has kind of reacted negatively from it. So again, higher durable good orders, so more manufacturing growth in that regard, and less jobless claims. Again, more manufacturing or more economic growth. Less people filing for unemployment at 230 versus 240,000. Durable good orders came in at 0.5% for core. Regular durable goods month over month, which is a little bit less, came in higher than expected at minus 5.2%. And so mixed results, but the more important one is core, and that came in at 0.5%, so that signals economic growth. Jobless claims came in under expected numbers, again at 230 versus 240,000. And again, the Nasdaq dipping down a little bit. We're at 372s. The SPY is still, down a lot, over the last couple minutes, mostly from Nvidia pulling back, but hasn't really reacted the most to this report. So not really getting like a crazy big reaction. Again, we got about 800 people here, guys. So if you could take the time and hit the sub button, we certainly appreciate it. We're going to put it in sub only mode. And thank you guys so much. Again, also check out TopStep. TopStep funded account program in futures. If you want to day trade these economic reports, these releases, we have Jerome Powell tomorrow. You can day trade the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, basically the SPY in futures. It's called the E-mini and the NQ. Again, those are basically the SPY and the NASDAQ, but you can day trade them with no PDT rules. So you can day trade these big releases. And again, just to give you an example, here's the Q, which is the NQ and futures. You can look at Nvidia and see the price action is very similar. Like, look, big drop, bounce, big drop, bounce. And you can day trade this left one here with no PDT rule in futures. TopStep is the most legit funded program in the world. They give you a demo. They test your skill. If you can hit the target on the demo while following their rules and conditions, they fund you between 50 to 150,000 with a 90% split, and you get to keep your first 10K in profit. They pay out millions and fund thousands a year. It's only $49. If you lose, it's not the end of the world, but if you pass it, you get a 90% split, and you get to keep your first 10K in profit afterwards. So really useful for traders to limit your risk, but have a lot of the potential rewards, teach you how to trade under pressure, and all that good stuff. And again, they are a sponsor of mine. It's a great way to help support the channel. I am biased in their favor because they pay me money. But if you want to check them out, here is the link. Great way to help support the channel. There's the link in chat. And again, market is bouncing back a little bit after a dip from the jobless claims and durable good orders numbers. The S&P 500 on a 1-minute chart looks a lot like the NASDAQ here. And so again, here's the SPY here's Nvidia on a 1-minute chart. Here's the SPY. Again, looks a lot like the NASDAQ. Everybody announce yourself, show us you're subscribed. So do you think the overall market is going to end up big today? I'm not sure. Again, I really don't know. Yeah, Timothy said gang members are going to love the Cybertruck bulletproof windows. Well, we all know how that the bulletproof window thing worked out when he threw that big steel ball at it. There we go. And yesterday was fun. Everyone here in Nvidia. Yeah, man, we had, again, I think that was our largest Nvidia stream ever. We had like 3,300 people here. 3,300 people here. Say your expectations, please, for what? The numbers are out. Here, I'm going to put them up on screen, but the numbers are out already, guys. So again, jobless claims came in under expected numbers at 230 versus 240,000. Durable goods came in with more growth than expected, with about 0.5% growth versus 0.2% expected growth. Core durable goods, which is the main one that you want to watch. And again, we'll put this number up on screen, but yeah, here's the data right there. Yeah, try to trade some a little bit today. I'll probably start to take some positions here if I can. Yeah, Daniel, Nvidia went crazy, bro. All right, so remember, tomorrow we have the ape conversion and Jackson Hole Economic Symposium at 10. So that'll be fun to see. And so the SPY dipping down on this report, down slightly here. You can kind of see the trend. And again, in futures, trends are much better, in my opinion, to pay attention to. So in futures, like again, just to give you an example of futures, right? So here's the SPY on the right. Here's the E-mini, which is the futures contract version of the SPY on the left, which is what you can trade on Top Step. And this is my Top Step account right here. Again, very similar trend. We're watching this trend heavy. The problem is that it's been in this trend for a long time. And so the real question is, how long does this trend hold? It's been in it since 6:15 in the morning or so. So it's been in it since basically 7 a.m. It's been in this trend. And so the question is, how long do we hold this trend right here? You can see it's the same thing as the SPY. And again, I'm not really sure. Again, do me a favor and hit that like button if you haven't already, guys. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate that too. All right, so again, AMC split happened today, guys. AMC split, 1 for 10 split. Yeah, so again, market's choppy here, but here's AMC. And again, we are in AMC right now. We're going to put AMC up on the left side. There's AMC all the way down at 1750s, 1750s for AMC. All right, so AMC all the way down to 1750s, post split 1750s. It did dip a little bit. So this would be like the previous equivalent of about $1.75. About $1.75 would be the equivalent of that on AMC right now. Again, right about 445 on the SPY. AMC at 1750s. Will we get a bounce today? Again, the E-mini still in this trend. Part of me wants to short this because we're still in this trend, but we've been in it already for an hour plus, and I'm just worried the trend's going to break. We haven't been in it for an hour. We've been in it for about 45 minutes. I'm just worried this trend's going to break, and we see the top of the trend line here, so I'm not going to short it yet. Give AMC about 2 months and then we'll be back to $2 to $3. Yeah, maybe. I think it's probably pretty cheap right here considering the big following that AMC has. Again, we're at about 445 or so. We're still following that trend that we drew here on the E-mini, and I can draw the trend on the SPY right here as well. Maybe I'll just switch it to one chart and do like this, which is kind of the opposite of what I normally do here. Here's AMC on the left, and then here's the E-mini, the S&P 500 on the right. Look at this. So I also want to put up Nvda here on the bottom. Let's see how that looks. Nvidia's barcoding right now at about 503s. Yeah, it's about 500. Again, it's never going to hold the whole gains, though. Like, that's what people don't understand. Like, the truth is, stocks are almost never going to hold. Stocks are almost never going to hold like all of their gains from earnings. It's just not a reasonable expectation here. And I think like people are critical on Nvidia, and so they desperately there's a lot of ego floating around in the market, right? But like what happens a lot of the time is traders make these big bear predictions. Like Nvidia, they're betting Nvidia short at 450 or 400, and then Nvidia pushes up to 510s, 520s. Right. And instead of being like, yo, I was wrong, they wait for it to do a small pullback. They wait for it to pull back from 520 to 500. And then they're like, see, and it's like, go, bro, you said it was short at 450, you know? And so just be objective. I can respect objectivity, you know? We're going to put an Nvidia chart down here on the bottom. Again, here's GameStop right here too. Let me fix this chart. There we go. All right, so there's Nvidia. Yeah, I think what happened is that Michael Burry came out with that big short prediction, and then a bunch of traders tried to copy him, and so they took massive short positions on the market to try to piggyback off of his predictions. And then Nvidia earnings came out, and that trapped a lot of longs or a lot of shorts. And so now they're just kind of hoping it comes back down, and maybe it does. But again, just to put it into perspective, here's the previous lifetime high, way down here at 480s, and so we are up a lot relative to that right now. And maybe we hold, maybe we don't, but so far we're still up a lot. About 2 or 3 firms have upgraded their Nvidia price targets. Hey, what's up, Douglas? Again, we're bouncing at 500. 500 is the psychological level that a lot of people are paying attention to, you know. And we're right around 500 right here. So here's 500 right here. We'll see if we actually hold that spot. What's other economic data besides CPI, PPI, jobless claims, Jerome Powell speeches, GDP, unemployment, PCE data, non-farm payrolls? Anything else that I'm missing? PMI. All right, so a little pop up on the E-mini. The E-mini did break that trend. All right, guys. So what else we got? All right, so there's the break of that trend here. Nvidia starting to bounce all the way up to 503, and I think that's one of the easier dip buys you could argue here because Nvidia popped all the way back up to 503s. It's up a decent amount. Is this new music? Yeah, it's new music. Also, Nike last 5 years only up 18%. Yeah, it's been weak. Still a good long-term chart though, but you know it's been weak since 21. But a lot of stuff's been weak, but it's kind of underperformed the market. Yeah, I think if Nvidia starts crapping, I might take AMD short. Yeah. Yeah, we're looking at the Jackson Hole stuff. So yeah, tomorrow, Powell speech is there. We'll see what happens. It'll be fun. Also, do me a favor, hit that sub button, guys. Hit the notification bell. We broke 113,000 subscribers yesterday, so thank you so much. We appreciate the love. Again, we still got about an hour until the market opens, a little bit less than an hour. Hey, thank you, BG. Again, here's the market pulling back down a little bit. I'm going to buy this on the E-mini here. Make sure this is my right account. Okay. Yeah, this is the right one. All right, we're going to buy this little dip in the E-mini here. One contract of the E-mini. Long. We broke out of that trend. And so we're flat in the trade right now, but again, we're buying the E-mini, basically the SPY right now, and we're looking at Nvidia. I think Nvidia might hold over 500, but we got time, and we got the whole day of market hours today to see if it does or not. All right, we're kind of flat here, down a little bit, but we got some time. Nvidia's still moving back up, and this should help this trade right here. Yeah, Nike's been weak. AMC down to 1730s. All
All right, little pop in Nvidia again. Maybe this will help the S&P. We're gonna sit. Down $50. We'll cut it if it breaks down too much. I'd like to let it test this trend line right here. If we zoom out on this trend and put it right about there, I'd love to see it test that level, but we will cut it if it breaks down too much. Small little loss. Again, yesterday we made about 700 on this, so. We're also in a little bit of Snap. We added a little bit of Snapchat. All right, so we're probably going to cut this and keep it a small little $80, $90 loss and then just wait now. So we lost a little bit there, but again, it's all good. All right, so still dipping down. Maybe when we get here, there might be another arguable trade. AMC just cracked lows, guys. Down to 17.16s on the day for AMC. Down 17.60s on AMC on the day. Nice sub count. You earned it. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been fun growing the channel. Again, we've kind of evolved. Like, we used to just trade penny stocks. And so I understand those traders. Like, everybody goes through stages, right? Like, we used to just trade penny stocks. Eventually, we learned that penny stocks was not a high-edge market and that most people are making money from courses over actual trading penny stocks, regardless of what they say or do. Eventually, we kind of graduated from penny stocks and just stopped trading it because I think most traders start trading penny stocks when they first learn. Like, I saw the movie The Big Short, right? And I loved the movie The Big Short. It inspired me to want to learn the market. I came home, I Googled trading, and what popped up? Tim Sykes, financial freedom. You know, guys, financial freedom. Look at me. Like, bro, there's just so much wrong with, like, it's hard to explain, but just be smart. Don't fall for it. Like, of course, people that are going to try to sell you stuff are going to tell you that you can get rich quick. They're going to tell you that, you know, you can make 10% every day and ride off into the sunset and just be rich in the next few years. All you got to do is buy their course, right? A large majority of that is nonsense, guys. Nonsense. And don't fall for it. Be smart. Understand what it is. And again, the way I always try to explain it is you shouldn't like to be manipulated. So don't be. You know, be smart. Snap out of it. Just because you want something to be true doesn't mean it is. And eventually, anyways, I traded penny stocks and I eventually started trading large caps. I put up like $4,000 and I lost thousands of dollars within like a very small period of time, a couple weeks. And at the time, this was years and years ago, $1,000 to me at the time was a lot of money. You know, like $4,000 to me at the time was a lot of money. It was 4,000 actually, if I didn't say that. And I ended up losing that and just being distraught. And so I started this channel in 2016, believe it or not. But I actually didn't post heavy until 2017, 2018. Like, I didn't actually start posting on this one until much later on. Because, again, I put up 4K. I lost it very quickly. And 4K was a freaking lot of money to me at the time. Carol, it was even worse because Carol was like, nah, don't do this. She was like, John, don't trade. And I was like, nah, I'm trading. And then boom, lost a bunch of money. And I'm sure there's a lot of like people relating to what I'm saying. And what I always tell people, sometimes I'll get people that are like, hey, John, my girlfriend's telling me I shouldn't trade. I shouldn't day trade with the extra money that I have. Help me explain to her why I should. And my answer is always generally, she's probably right. You probably shouldn't trade with that money. Trade smaller. Spend $200 and learn to trade paper first. But anyways, you lost that money. Eventually, I started realizing I started trading the SPY, and so I day traded the SPY a lot, and I just day trade the SPY, day trade the SPY, day trade the SPY. Eventually, I found futures, and I realized that I could do the same thing in futures. And there's more leverage, there's less liquid, or there's more liquidity, more leverage, more options, and I needed less buying power to do it. And so eventually I pivoted over to futures, but it's been a long road for this channel. Now at this channel, we're mostly an economic release channel. Like, yeah, we day trade, yeah, we swing trade, but like, I'm not trying to be a guru. I'm not trying to flash a bunch of gains, and because again, what usually happens is like, I want to be able to lose every day if I want. If I lose 5 days in a row, nobody can say anything to me because I'm not selling you guys a course. I'm not claiming to be anything. And I think that's the way I would love to run the channel. And that's kind of the idea of the channel when we first started. We've kept the name, even though we're not a beginner anymore at all. But our job is to help new traders. And that's why we're called Beginner Trading. I had 3 shares of AMC. Now I have 0.7. It's not Robinhood. It's yeah, you got a fractional share now because it's a 10 to 1. It's a 10 to 1 split. You don't have 10 shares. You got 3 shares. So they're going to give you they're going to give you a fractional shares. Nvda is still at $500 here, guys. Nvidia is still at 500. The gurus remind me of the infomercials from the 90s. Yeah, I mean, I'm not against gurus. I'm not against courses. Like, some courses are great, I'm sure. Right? But the problem is when you tell everybody how much of an expert you are, you got to live up to that. And so it's easier to like fabricate wins and stuff like that whenever you're desperate for it. I would rather not have that pressure. Like I said, I'd rather be able to lose every day in a row without anybody giving me heat for it, because I'm not claiming to be anything. I'd like to sleep good at night, you know. And in order to sleep good, I got to be honest with people about the market, the true state of the market and day trading. In my personal opinion, and maybe I'm wrong about any of this stuff. Maybe you can get rich quick trading penny stocks, but you can also get broke quick as well. So, all right, Nvidia back up to 501, and again, you can kind of see the E-mini. Look how similar these are, guys. So again, if you want to know why, like if you want to learn to day trade, look how similar this is. Dip, bounce, dip, dip, bounce, dip. Little bounce, little bounce. Again, this is S&P 500 on the top and Nvidia on the bottom. Here's AMC, still at 1720s, so still struggling. Why do some companies allow fractional shares and some don't on a split? Well, some companies allow fractional shares in general. Those are going to allow you to actually get the fractional shares from the split. The other ones that don't allow fractional shares at all probably just pay you out and liquidate the trade and pay you whatever it was worth. Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, anybody have any ideas? So I'm looking to buy a business between, $100,000 and $150,000 for a business. Anybody have any ideas? I've looked online, and mostly all I can see is I see signed businesses, which isn't bad. As a real estate agent, that might be a good idea to buy like a signed business, but I have a very hard time buying something like that. Any ideas there? I might just buy a rental property. I don't know. The problem is when you Google, the options that a lot of people give you for it are mostly just kind of they're not going to be profitable, And again, I'm not super rigid in what I want to do, but yeah, throw some ideas in chat. You guys know y'all are like my Google over here. Again, S&P 500 bounced it up a little bit. Again, still holding the bottom of that trend line, so I guess we'll keep it like this. AMC bouncing back up is at about 1720s. A Wrecker repo. Chick-fil-A franchise, bro. You never get into Chick-fil-A. Nah, that's too much manual. I don't have time to. Again, the business needs to. I can run the business or have somebody run it, but it can't be like. It can't be like, hey, go do a bunch of manual labor all day, every day. That's not the type of business I want. I don't have the time for that. No offense. I've been a landscaper before. I've done manual labor, but I think I'm a little bit too old to do it now. No offense to anybody. I just, again, I don't have time to do that anymore. And plus, the learning curve would be so long that it's probably not worth it. Car dealership, I don't know. I was talking to my dad, and y'all can tell me whether I love cars, and so I would love to open up like an exotic dealership that had like JDM, NSX, imported cars, stuff like that. But I was talking to my dad about it, and he kind of knows about the car business. He said, and maybe I'm wrong here. He said that if you run a used dealership that's not like a big brand used dealership, it's like a small brand used dealership, you're either broke or you're ripping people off. The margins are not good. You're either broke or you're ripping people off, is what he said. And I don't really want to do that, although I do love cars. And so. Car wash lot. Well, the problem is like if somebody's selling a car wash lot, why are they selling it? So like if they're making enough money why are they selling it? It would just be, again, we're still bouncing up on the E-mini. Nvda up to 504s. But yeah, the question is like, why are they selling the car wash? If it's such a profitable endeavor. And I know people need money for a lot of different reasons, but that's my only hesitancy there is like the traffic it gets. You know what I mean? I don't want to buy a car wash and have to put a bunch of money into utilities every month and then it not actually make money, Yeah. Check the margins. Yeah, but the margins on something like that can be highly manipulated though, Gift. Like for instance, if I'm selling a car wash, there's nothing that can't prove that they're not there's nothing can prove that they're not going to the car wash, spending a bunch of money in the couple months leading up to the sale just to artificially inflate their numbers. And then you buy it and then it gets no traffic and you're basically just stuck and has gotten ripped off from an artificial pump of sales. Again, I'm sure that's pretty common in those. Yeah, storage facilities are nice, but most of the time they're way more expensive than than 1 to 200,000. Nvidia bounced it all the way back up to 505s here, guys. 505s. Again, the E-mini moving up with it. Again, very similar movement to Nvidia. Here's the E-mini on the top. Here's Nvidia on the bottom. Here's AMC on the left at 1730s now. So we're getting some movement here. Acquisition of cheap land, installation of solar panels. I'm going to say something here though that some people might disagree with. And again, I don't know this for sure, but what I've heard about the solar business regarding solar panels is that it's a huge scam and that it's mostly propped up by salesmen selling solar panels to homes that don't need them, that they know they're going to lose money on them, and they're financing it over like huge periods of time so that it's never going to be profitable, that they're actually going to lose money installing solar panels on their home. And the financing aspect of it locks them in debt for years and years. And so it's just propped up by salesmen. Again, I might be wrong there. I don't know. Again, I don't know the business at all, but that's what I've heard. And again, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I really don't know. That's what I've heard. Gas stations cost $1 million, Ace. So I'm not about to buy a gas station. ATMs, I think, is probably saturated. There's so many different ATM companies, as well as the fact that ATM machines are probably going to go obsolete after a certain period of time. And so you'd always have to continue to buy them, buy updated new versions. Same thing with vending, right? Vending machines are going to go out of style. They're saturated in markets. Yeah. Again, I don't know about the solar panels. That's what I've heard. And I might be wrong there. but like basically I know essentially what people are doing is they're going door to door. They're going from door to door to door to door selling solar panels, and they're trying to talk people into it, and they're using the argument of how much money it's going to save them to install the solar panels. But in the end, after it's said and done, when people get their utility bills, they realize that they're actually paying much more for these solar panels, that it does not save them money at all, that they're actually losing money in the deal. And basically, again, the whole thing's propped up by door-to-door salesmen that are kind of ripping people off to make fat commission checks. That's what I've heard. Again, I might be wrong. I don't know. It's what I've heard. Laundromat maybe, but again, getting a laundromat for 100,000, 150K is going to be kind of hard. Again, I'm not really interested in buying a business that I don't own the property of. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really want to buy a laundromat business for 100K that I don't actually own the property on. And you probably get some pretty good deals in commercial land and properties right now. But I don't want to pay 100K for a lease that I got to, you know what I mean? Build you a hedge fund. Nah, man, I don't want that smoke. I don't want the SEC smoke. Where's Tesla at right now? So again, Nvidia over the VWAP here. It's at 506. And again, I'm not trying to hate on any of these business ideas. I think if you run a business, I think what happens to a lot of people, right? I think what happens to a lot of people is that, they have this dream of starting their own business, especially like brick and mortar businesses. And so they rush it, and they're so desperate to start one that they open up a shop somewhere with no traffic at a terrible location, and they spend all this time and energy, and their dream is to run a business just so they can feel accomplished, right? But when they start the business and they open their doors, they get no traffic because they weren't selective enough with their location. And so they open up their stores and they fulfill their dream of opening a business, and then it closes down in a couple months because they're basically getting nobody in the door, And so in that regard, you have to be incredibly selective regarding the location as well as like the business in general. And if you're not, you're going to fail. And so I'm not about just starting up a business just to do it. I already have businesses. I don't need to feel cool. I'd like to bring money, and I'd like income is what I want it for. And I'm sure other people want it for that as well, but I think people rush it, and I'm not trying to rush it. It might sound like I'm just shooting everything down. I'm not trying to. I think you have to be incredibly selective, and I appreciate the ideas regardless of whether I agree with them or not. Smoothie shops, nah. Smoothie shops, I think, are going to dwindle down over time as well. The main reason for it is because the technology is getting up there where you can just create smoothies from home, as well as like a lot of gyms offer smoothies now anyway. So like you don't need to go to a smoothie shop. You can buy your smoothie you buy your smoothie at the gym yourself. You don't need to go to a different shop and sit in another drive-through and all that stuff just to get a smoothie, in my opinion. But maybe I'm wrong. Again, I don't know. Either or, Justin. I don't really again, I don't think there is one. I've got a bunch of different income sources. I'm just looking to add to that, Justin. If it can bring me in an extra $500 to $1,000 a month in recurring income, then that's a win for me. We already have a merch shop. Good one, Gordon. Jackson Hole starts today, fireworks, but Powell doesn't actually speak until tomorrow. Again, the E-Bitty looks like a McDonald's sign right now. I would never start a bakery. There's just too much unknowns in terms of starting up a business like that. There's too saturated, and the margins aren't going to be good enough. Being picky is how you make a good decision. Buy a 3-unit then, a 3-unit house or a 3-unit property. Plastics. Yeah, we'll see what Jackson Hole does. I'm curious. Last time he only spoke for about 20 minutes, I think, and so it's not going to be like a huge meeting. But it'll be relevant to the market, but we'll see what happens. Again, next week we got a lot of economic stuff going down as well. Like this week we had the Jerome Powell stuff. We had Nvidia earnings and some other stuff. Next week's going to be very busy. So like just to put it into perspective, so starting next week we have on Tuesday, we've got CB Consumer Confidence and the JOLTS report starting at 10, as well as the HPI house price, the Case-Shiller house price index starting at 9 a.m. Wednesday, we have mortgage data, ADP non-farm employment change data, GDP. For the U.S., GDP is expected at 2.4% growth, and that's relative to 2% last time. And so GDP is looking much better, at least in terms of expectations for this next release, which is, again, next Wednesday. Again, next Wednesday, we have GDP data, ADP non-farm employment change, pending home sales, and more dropping on Wednesday. So Wednesday is a very busy day. Thursday, we have European CPI. We've got the PCE index. So core PCE data drops Thursday, which is, again, very relevant release. We also have jobless claims numbers Thursday also. So jobless claims next Thursday is pretty busy. Friday of next week is incredibly busy as well. We have non-farm payrolls and unemployment again on Friday. So Friday next, and we also have later on that morning ISM manufacturing data. So we have ISM manufacturing data Friday, unemployment rate. Unemployment's expected to show up at 3.5%, which I think is about what it was last time. Non-farm payrolls are expected at 187,000, which is much lower than the expectation last time. But again, next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week are going to be really busy. Monday might not be, but again, we'll see what happens. We'll, as always, we're going to wait. Again, Tesla on the bottom side of the screen here. We still got 15 minutes or so until the market opens. Yeah, I think we got some earnings next week. I have to look. So again, tomorrow we have Ulta, Affirm, Marvel, and today we have Marvel, Ulta, Affirm, W Day, and some other ones, but nothing really big. Friday we don't really have much. Monday, nothing. Earnings season is basically done. Monday afternoon, nothing. We've got NEO earnings Tuesday morning. So NEO earnings Tuesday morning. And then we got Best Buy, Big Lots, Bank of Montreal, Bank of Nova Scotia, Shoe Carnival, and some other ones. And then, again, Tuesday evening, we got Hewlett Packard, HP, Box. Wednesday morning, we got nothing really. Comms, Patterson. Wednesday evening, we got CrowdStrike, Salesforce. Those might move markets. They're not going to move markets a ton, but they might move them some. Chewy is again on Wednesday. That might be relevant also. Thursday morning, we got Dollar General, Polestar. Polestar numbers before the open on Thursday. Campbell Soup as well. Polestar numbers might be interesting. And then Thursday evening next week, we got Lululemon, MongoDB, Sentinel One, Broadcom. And then Friday next week, nothing. And then Monday, the week after that, September 4th, nothing really there. Trip.com, Signature Bank, Tuesday evening, Zscaler. Wednesday, we got, I believe, GameStop. Yeah, so Wednesday, we got So yeah, Wednesday, we have both GameStop and C3 earnings. So next Wednesday is going to be busy in the afternoon at least. Or maybe this isn't next Wednesday. And so, okay, so no. So in 2 weeks, we got GameStop and AI earnings, which will be huge. Let me catch back up with chat. Sorry. I know we were talking about business. I kind of switched, but party bus near a college. I don't know. I don't really want to invest that much money in something that will probably depreciate over time that much. Spending $100K on a RV that's going to slowly depreciate. The mileage is going to go up, and then hoping that I make it back on the other end. Look at AMC all the way down to $17 a share. Exactly. $17 a share dip for AMC. Yeah, but LSU's a college town. I'm sure at Houston they're probably okay too. Selling books? Nah, man. Look, AMC dumping here. What's going on for AMC? Whoa. AMC dumping here. What is going on for AMC here, guys? Wow. Wow. Hey, John, if I start a business or think of one, I'm asking you first, just saying. Yeah, all good. Why? Because I'm selective. Yeah, man. Again, okay. I think necessity is the mother of invention, but desperation is the mother of failure. You know, I think when you're desperate, you end up making bad decisions. And again, like, I'm comfortable right now. I make a good bit of money. I'm happy with my life. I don't necessarily need to start another business. And so if I do start one, which I want to do, I got to be selective with it. Like, I can't just jump in whatever. I'm not trying to waste money, you know? And so we'll see, but I'm waiting. Drop shipping is mostly a scam. I think not always. I think there's some people that are making money from drop shipping, but I think far more money is made selling courses on how to drop ship than they do from actually drop shipping. Another thing with drop shipping is you'll see somebody selling a course on drop shipping, right? And they'll be like, yeah, last year I made 100K. And then you look at their actual stats and they didn't make 100,000. They had 100,000 in sales, drop shipping, right? Which means they might have made 20% of that. They might make 20K drop shipping, which is below minimum wage most of the time when you consider how much they're working and building and doing all that stuff. And so again, I'm not saying you can't make money drop shipping, but it's incredibly saturated. And it's same thing with like wholesaling real estate, right? People make more money selling courses on how to wholesale real estate, on how to do Amazon FBA, on how to sell drop shipping stuff than they do from actually drop shipping, from actually wholesaling, from actual Amazon FBA. And so you just got to be careful because that's kind of what happens. The margins in something like Amazon FBA are really not that good, and trends change very quickly. And so you can spend thousands of dollars on inventory, and then in a couple months, that inventory is not cool anymore, and you lose all that money. And so just you got to be smart with it. The things that are widely pushed to the public are usually the worst business ideas that you can have. But a lot of people have spent a lot of time and energy on building those type of businesses, and so it might be very hard for them to look at objectively as well. And again, don't shoot the messenger here. I'm just trying to be honest. Inflatable moonwalk, jumpy houses business. I don't think that's necessarily a bad business, but I wonder what the scalability is like, you know? Will the time I spend building that and working on that be worth the money that I make from it in the end? Like, if it can scale good, maybe, but like it needs to be able to scale good and it scale well. And I don't know if that's a super scalable business, but I might be wrong there. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second. All right, sorry, Carol's at a doctor's appointment. Yeah, franchises. I mean, it's just so much money on an unknown. Yeah, you kind of have to already have a lot of, you know. I'm not saying I don't have a lot of money, but franchises are different. Pizza shop has good margins, yeah, but to break into it's difficult and it's saturated, and you got to have really good marketing. And even with all that, there's still some risks. Restaurant business is very risky. The reward can be huge, but it's also a lot of risk. But yeah, I wonder about the scalability of those inflatable businesses. Again, Nvidia just broke down under 503. It's at 502.98 right now. We'll see if that holds. Also watching GameStop as well. Nike's still under 100. Well, 3D, like Pawn does a lot of 3D printing work, and they look cool and all. But I guess the ultimate question is, like, what's a good business model for 3D printing? You know, how much does the startup cost? What can I actually produce with it that's going to be justifiable to spend that time and energy and investments into the 3D printing business? Again, I'm sure there's options. I just don't know them. I don't know that market, you know. You have to make something that benefits someone, like dental products, health, or you can do pet supplies. Yeah, pets are big business. The problem breaking into something like that, though, is that there's already huge major brands that even if you have a good idea there, the major brands are going to steal it if it starts to do well, and then you're going to, you know, then consumers are usually going to purchase the major brand versus your product specifically. And that happens very often where people create a good product, they start to make some sales, and then the other big brands see it and then copy them and then kind of steal their business. It happens a lot. All right, guys. Hey, we got 7 minutes until the market opens. I don't think we have any other economic stuff today. Let me see. Today's Thursday, the 24th. AMC still at 1650s. Did anybody see any news? Yeah, so we don't actually have anything else dropping this morning. We got natural gas storage, the KC Fed manufacturing index. Mostly sideways action on the E-mini. Maybe the opening bell will give us. I could get funded today. We're going to have to make a push after the open, but I mean, to be honest, do you have a monetized YouTube channel and you're good at it and you know how to edit? So I would think you could put a little more content to make up the extra $500. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I certainly could do that. But in that regard, that's besides the point. I know I could make more money on this YouTube channel, and we're going to work on scaling this YouTube channel more, of course, like we always do. And again, this channel is growing very fast, and it makes a good bit of money, right? But the point is diversification. You know, I don't want to have all my eggs in that basket. I mean, at the same time, like, I know how to program and code. I've done freelance work with like React Native, and JavaScript. I'm a real estate agent. I run this YouTube channel and I trade. And so I have a lot of different income streams, but the point of it is to create a separate income stream outside of this. So no matter what happens here, I'm still going to be making money on that other business. And I think that's how you have to diversify your income streams. You can't have all your eggs in one basket. You got to diversify. That's how you have true, like, freedom, you know, if that makes sense. All right, so Nvidia back up to 504s here. AMC still under 1650s, looking pretty rough. I already have Gordon. Foot Locker is going down. I told you guys. Hey, I told you guys. No, I got 4 monitors, Chris. I mean, I can look at the camera, but like I've got 4 monitors, so I'm looking all over the place here. What is EEX? Cannabis Play? I've never heard of it. All right, hey, we got 5 minutes. All right, AMC just broke lows again, guys, at 1620s here. At 1620, the E-mini is up there. Here, I'm going to put on some lo-fi. This music's cool and all, but I kind of like this one here. Chase has all AMC positions at 0. Well, yeah, some of the platforms are going to take a couple days. I don't really make videos about it, but I'm a real estate agent licensed in Texas. No, I'm with you, buddy. I have an electronic retail biz, boat storage, several home rentals. Sometimes I day trade. Yeah. I'm green in Foot Locker. I like Kefir. Kefir works a lot. Although I'll say this, guys. So like I was dealing with these patches, and y'all are gonna look at me like I'm dumb. But I was all my life, or not all my life. Let me rephrase. For the last few years, I've gotten these patches like right around my eye, like right between my eye. I was getting these like red, like flaky patches, like red flaky patches, and I couldn't get them to go away. And no matter what I did, I would have these red flakes all over my face, underneath my eyes, in between my eyes, on my forehead. I tried Kefir, and Kefir worked slightly. But what actually worked is was a moisturizer with triglycerides. They basically disappeared over the last 3 weeks. And this is and again, they essentially disappeared. Another thing is I gave up dairy. Like I quit drinking dairy milk. Like I'm a big cereal eater. I love cereal. It's usually healthy cereal, but like I gave up dairy milk and it all went away. And I'm still not sure which one caused it. I don't know if it's the triglyceride moisturizer or if it's giving up dairy. But something made it completely stop. It disappeared basically overnight once I did those two things. And again, I don't know what it is. I don't know why it worked. I'm going to have to experiment with it later on. AMC's still breaking lows at $16 a share. Yeah, I use lactose-free milk is what I've been doing. But it disappeared, and I had been battling it. It kind of had me down for years because I would have these like red splotches all over my face. I couldn't get it away. I thought it was seborrheic dermatitis. But seborrheic dermatitis doesn't go away. Like it stays with a lot of people for life. But again, I gave up dairy, milk, and I started using that moisturizer, and it disappeared. I still use it. Like here's the moisturizer I put on. I put on it like 2 or 3 times a day, and again, it disappeared overnight. I don't know if it's from the moisturizer, and maybe it was just dry skin the whole time, or what. But whatever it was, it's gone, and I've been celebrating for the last month or so from that. All right, guys, we got less than a minute. Become an inventor? I mean, that's cool, but it's not that easy, I guess. All right, guys. Hey, we got 20 seconds. Again, you can see the E-mini mostly flat. AMC recently broke lows, started to bounce. We got Nvda consolidating over $500. I thought it was psoriasis too, but again, it basically disappeared, which psoriasis usually doesn't. All right, so there's the opening bell, guys. There's the opening bell. Again, the E-mini is up there. Again, E-mini up there. It's at 4,467. Look at Nvidia dump under 500. Guys, dump under 500. All right, so again, AMC falling down, E-mini falling down, Nvidia falling down. Market's starting to correct back down here. Retracing back up to 495s. Nvidia is just incredibly volatile. So we got an opening dip, mostly from profit-taking options and stuff like that, I think is probably what it was. AMC at 1610s right now, 1610s. Another business pretty saturated, but it's slot machines and gas stations. I mean, I'm in Texas. They don't allow that here. Louisiana, yes. Texas, no. And again, that's a lot of regulation I'm not trying to get involved with. Again, target at 122.50. All right, Nvidia consolidating after a big breakdown. The question is, what happens in Nvidia here? This is going to influence the S&P and the Nasdaq heavily. I'm going to put up the Nasdaq. Generally get a little bit better results. Nasdaq fell fast too. Let's see if Nvidia bounces back up again. I'm going to sit back and wait. But I'm watching the Nasdaq correct. AMC all the way down to 1590s. And again, the ape conversion is tomorrow. All right, so consolidation right now in markets. The Nasdaq's down a bunch, so it depends on whether you think we're going to reverse and head back up here. I'll tell you this, if Nvidia breaks down some more, I'll probably short the Nasdaq here, but I do have to wait. Again, AMC all the way down to 1570s, guys, 1560s. Snow. Yeah, Snow had earnings yesterday. There goes Nvidia breakdown. And again, the Nasdaq will probably follow it. Yeah, I had dairy, but whatever it was made it completely disappear though. And so again, I really don't know what it was, but whatever it was made it completely disappear. Nvidia consolidating around 490s right now. Nasdaq looking very weak. Yeah, I don't know. It could be the lactose, yeah, for sure. But yeah, like I said, it would come in like right here and like right here on the crease of my nose and in between my eyes a lot. Again, I don't know what it was. Whatever it is, it's gone though. I know Powell speaks tomorrow at 10 a.m., Eric. Nvidia mostly consolidating right now, but the Nasdaq's looking pretty weak. It doesn't mean much yet, though. If Nvidia bounces back, the Nasdaq will probably follow it back up. But again, the Nasdaq looks weaker than the SPY right now, so which means that tech is looking weaker than the S&P. Although the S&P 500 doesn't necessarily look strong either. See what? I can't do almond milk. I just got to do lactose-free milk. Again, the Nasdaq's starting to flush more. Although Nvidia's starting to bounce back up. It's at 495s. AMC starting to bounce up to 16 plus. Again, I will short this if we get a little bop up here, but I'm going to wait for Nvidia to test the VWAP because, for instance, like if Nvidia starts to reverse and do a red to green move, that's going to influence the rest of the market positively. So I'm going to wait to take any trades yet. I do have a chance to get funded today, so I got to be smart with where I take these positions. AMC back up a little bit, though. More Shiba Inu. I'm good on that one, man. Also, guys, like I said, if you want to day trade, this top right thing is futures market. I'm day trading the Nasdaq right here, which is basically the Q. I can day trade the S&P, which is basically the S&P 500 or the SPY, and it's what's called the E-mini in futures. I can day trade it, buy market, buy bid, sell the ask in futures, no PDT rule. And Top Step is a funded account program in which they give you a demo and they test your skill. And if you can hit the target on the demo without hitting their max loss and following their rules, they fund you between 50K to 150K, 90% split. They pay out millions every year. They fund thousands a year, and you get to keep your first 10K in profit after you're funded. They've been around for over a decade. They're the most legit one in the world, and it really is a great way to learn how to trade with limited risk. You know, if you lose, you're down 49 bucks. If you can pass it, you can get 50K in funding up to 150K with a 90% split. And so it's limited risk, but if you're good enough to pass it, you get a lot of the rewards of putting up the money yourself. And in that regard, it's just useful. But they are a sponsor of mine. I'm definitely biased in their favor. You can check out the link right here if you want to check them out.
9:45. I don't think any economic data drops at 9:45 though. Yeah, we don't have anything else dropping today. Basically, we got natty gas storage at 10:45. Yeah, so the cream I used that got rid of my seborrheic dermatitis was called CeraVe Skin Renewing Night Cream. I put it on when I wake up in the morning and before I go to sleep, as well as a couple times throughout the day. And again, I don't know if it was that or the dairy give up, but what was previously prescribed diagnosed as seborrheic dermatitis literally disappeared. Like I think it's probably dairy related though, but it genuinely disappeared overnight. Like it hasn't been back since. Again, every day I look at the beer thinking it's going to come back, and it doesn't. And so, again, AMC back down to lows. We do have some consolidation in Nvidia right here, and I think we should pay attention to this low level right here. And then we also have this top of the range level at right around $500. So we have this sideways range. I'm going to remove some of these old drawings actually. But we do have the sideways range right around $500 in the low of the day, right there at about 490. AMC open at 196 in Robinhood. Yeah, but Alex, that's a ridiculous thing, man. Again, I know a lot of you guys are new retail traders. AMC is not $200 a share. There's no reason after a 1 to 10 split or a 10 to 1 split for AMC that it would be. Again, you have to look at the price yesterday. AMC's price yesterday was at about $2 a share, about $1.50 to $2 a share. They're going to take that in a reverse split and they're going to multiply it by 10. And so if you have 10 shares of AMC at $2, after the split, you're going to have one share at $20, right? But it's dipped a little bit. It's down to $15 now. So it's dropped 25%. But the point is, there's no argument for it being $196. That's such a childish argument. Like, no offense, man. That's a very newbie-like argument. Like, oh, Robinhood said 196. Like, no, man. Like, there's no reason. There's no justification for AMC being $200 a share right now, and it's just sensationalizing the move. It's confirmation bias. Like, they're telling you what you want to hear, and they're manipulating you. And so, be smart. Don't be gullible. Don't fall for this stuff. Again, AMC is. I'm holding AMC. I'm in it right now. I hope it goes up. But there's no justification for it being $200 a share right now, regardless of whatever, argument anybody's using. They're just, most of the people putting out these arguments are just doing so to grow a following. Like, they're just hoping that they can tell you what you want to hear and that you'll follow them on social media now. Like, that's what it mostly is. So be smart. All right, so again, Nvidia bouncing right at 490. I haven't really traded. There's AMC cracking lows at 1530s. All right, guys, and as well, man, Nvidia stock has gone absolutely crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy over the last couple days. They put in their earnings report. And again, Nvidia stock has gone absolutely nuts over the past couple days. They put in their earnings report, and we'll put the stock up here. They put in their earnings report yesterday. They dropped their earnings report after the closing bell yesterday. And you can see this crazy big move. They did better than expected for EPS, had their highest quarterly EPS ever, their highest quarterly revenue ever, and they raised their guidance. All very good things in the wake of AI and microchips running big. And so Nvidia has been shooting up. It's now pulling back a little bit after the opening bell, but it's still right around $500. And I don't know what we're going to get moving forward. Let me know what you guys think Nvidia is going to do for the rest of this week and moving into next week. Will it hold these crazy gains it's made over the last year? Again, let me know in chat. I really don't know. Here, I'm going to have to mute the music for a second.
Yeah, what a big move, man, for Nvidia. Let's see if it holds. It's still at 490, but that's still up way. That's like $10 higher than its previous lifetime high. Again, so Nvidia just cracked lows. I haven't really gotten any trades yet, though. So we haven't really taken trades. AMC all the way down under $15 a share. Yeah, it's just the problem is like conspiracy theories like this. Like, look at this conspiracy theory. AMC opened at $196 in Robinhood. 5 seconds later, they changed the price. Like, bro. Like, reverse splits can make brokers do funny things. Like, when I woke up this morning, it said I was down $1,400 on AMC. $1,400 on AMC is how much it said I was down this morning. Was I really down $1,400? Of course not. Like, there's just weird glitches that happen when stocks consolidate shares like this. And, like, that's all that's happening here is that AMC is consolidating shares and, you know, dumping down. It was never at $100, $200 a share. And just because it did a 10-to-1 split does not mean it's at $200, regardless of what Robinhood said. And so just be smart. Don't fall for this stuff, guys. You got to be, again, most people pushing this are just trying to grow a following on social media. And so they're just telling bag holders of AMC what they want to hear, which is that AMC is crazy expensive and the big man is keeping you down. Right. But that's not what's going on. Like, again, AMC struggling. You can look at the fundamentals of AMC. You can look at what Adam Aaron is saying. They're struggling right now. And again, I'm not saying they're not going to go up long term. I'm holding AMC. Just be smart. I could probably grow a much larger following pandering to the AMC community. I really could. I'd rather be honest, though. And so, again, quarterly revenue ever. And again, please don't shoot the messenger here. I'd rather be honest. And again, that's what it is. All right, Nvidia pulled back to 485s. I haven't taken any trades yet, I don't think. Nasdaq's still flushing. Let me refresh this. All right, so AMC bouncing back up. Let's see if it breaks 15. I think it could, but we'll see if it does. All right, so market's still flushing down here. I could short, but again, we're just too extended for me to want to short this. This is too steep of price action here for me to be interested in like really shorting it. Nvidia bouncing up a little bit, Nasdaq bouncing up. AMC just broke lows at 1445s. Where's your price target for AMC? All right, so yeah, we're at 1450. All right, so yeah, we got a little pop on Nvidia back up to 485s. AMC's looking really weak. AMC just cracked lows again at 520. AMC at 1425s. The Nasdaq and Nvidia trying to bounce back up a little bit. I know the music is off, guys. Let me catch back up with the chat a little bit. No sound. No, we're here. We're just kind of looking at other stuff. I got so many monitors. All right, we're at 486.50s. All right, so we got the Fed interviews from Jackson Hole Summit at 10 a.m. today. Let's see if Nvidia drags the market back up. It could. There we go. All right, so now I can turn the music back on. There you go. Yeah. AMC getting squeezed short. Yeah, it's getting squeezed down. NASDAQ breaking down some more. I guess I'll short this, but again, we'll see if we can catch the momentum here. The NASDAQ's mostly getting dragged down by Nvidia. And so we'll see if this helps or hurts my portfolio here. It's just been so extended on the downside. We're pretty much flat in this trade. All right, there we go. NASDAQ's green, slightly green. Again, I'm in this because it could squeeze down. There we go. Over $100. We're going to go and just lock that in. So we just made about $100 short. First trade we've taken since the opening bell, I think. We're green on the day now. Big breakdowns here. All right, we're now long on Nvidia, or long on the Nasdaq. Just locked in a little bit more gains. I think we probably could bounce up a little bit more, but I think anything could happen here. So we're gonna buy the Nasdaq here and take the other side of this and see if we get a rebound bounce back up. We got a little cushion on the day now. I'd love to see some shorts get squeezed out now here too. Still pushing up, slightly green now, up 55. We're gonna go ahead and lock that in. We're up over $100 today. Nvidia still moving up some more. I'm gonna short this now, although there's risk in doing what I'm doing. I might add 2 contracts here short. See if we get a flush down really quickly to help it. All right, we're flat. All right, we just took half off there, locked in some more profit. All right, so we just made another $300 or so day trading this. We waited for some good momentum. Again, here's the P&L right now. We got about a 4-to-1 win-loss ratio. We're up about $300 or so. That's actually really close to getting funded here. We need about $600 to get funded. I'm going to take a long trade here. That's the intuition I have, and I might be just wrong, but I'm going to take a long trade. All right, just made another 100 or so, or made another 50. We're up about 350 on the day now. I like that rejection back down. So we got a cushion. We're going to take a squeeze on this one today if we can. We got one contract right now, one contract. We'll add a little bit more to this too and take a larger push if we can. Get a little bit better average here on the second contract. Again, we're about flat here. We already got a big cushion on the day. And so now we're basically risking what we've made in the last few trades to see if we can. This looks weak. I never got a chance to add to it, so I'll just sit on my one contract here. Try to give it a longer term trade. All right, there's a bounce. All right, we added another contract to it. We got our 2 contracts in it. We might get up to 3 contracts if we can, because we got to take a little risk here. All right, so there's 3 contracts of the NASDAQ short. This is a big position, though, so let me get this prepped just in case. I'm very close to getting funded in this account, so I don't want to give back too much, though. Let it test, see if it rejects here at 485s. Yeah, kind of getting punished here in this trade. Luckily, we're still pretty flat on the day because we've already made so much, but man, definitely getting punished a little bit here. All right, there's a breakdown at Nvda. See, the problem I see is the SPY starting to hit up, although the NASDAQ still look kind of semi-weak. All right, we're going to fix our average here. 4 contracts. Right around the lows for Nvidia, so we're actually kind of flat on the trade now, but boom. All right, we just took off half of our risk, protected the trade. We only have 2 contracts now, which is a little bit more safe for me. Looks like our ad came in at the perfect time. And again, these 2 contracts should get us to about where we want to get. We might add another on the bounce up here. All right, there's 3 contracts. Looking for an immediate flush rejection back down. All right, we're up about $100 on this. You can kind of see how I manage trade. That's a big bounce, though. I don't really like that bounce. I'm going to take a half of this off. I don't really like the bounce in Nvidia. Again, if we make another leg down, that's great for this trade. I'd like to see a little bit more profit, though, from this. Again, we're trying to get funded here, so we don't need that much. SPY is looking strong. So what's going on right now is the S&P 500 is actually looking really strong. And like that's not really a good sign for the NASDAQ, I think. But if we get a big major flush quick down, that's going to help us. Trying to manage risk here, team, so bear with me. We'll give it one more second. And we're going to be getting out pretty flat on the day, which is fine. Okay, actually, never mind. Now, one more second. It's looking better. But again, with this much size, we just got to be careful. We've already been funded twice in the last couple minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut this, it looks like. Honestly, with the amount of profit potential we had here, it could have been worse. Despite losing here. With the amount of profit potential, it could have been a lot worse. And so we're getting now pretty close to flat on the day, even though we got punished on that last trade. But again, we're not going to make money every day. The S&P 500 is making a huge turnaround here. If you look at the E-mini, right? So here's the S&P 500. It made a huge turnaround right here. It's all the way up to 47, almost 4,400. I mean, so the S&P has made moves. Yeah, AMC punished. S&P bouncing up big, though. Honeywell. I was in Honeywell in an investment in Honeywell, and that's doing nice today. Microsoft's still doing pretty good. But yeah, anyways, guys, I'm probably going to go ahead and close it down. That's probably going to be my max loss for the day. So I'll see you guys in a second. Again, check out TopStep. If you want to day trade like me, funded account programs are usually what is best for new traders, in my opinion. You can put the money up yourself. You're most likely going to lose if you put the money up yourself trying to day trade it. In the funded account program, they give you a demo and they test your skill, and that gives you some pressure. It's a beautiful middle ground of pressure where you don't have the full extent of putting up the money yourself, but you're not just basic paper trading either. You're working towards something. And so again, they give you a demo in futures, and then the futures you can trade S&P, the Nasdaq, currencies, gold, silver. If you can hit their target on the demo while following their rules, they fund you between 50 to 150K with a 90% split. And so if you're good enough to pass it, you get a lot of the rewards, 90% split. You get to keep your first 10K in profit, as well as limited risk at only $49. They are a sponsor of mine. Great way to help support the channel. There's the link. Check it out. Also, check out Chart Prime. Another one of my sponsors is a really, really useful service called Chart Prime. It's a trading view indicator service. You can use it in stocks, crypto, forex, futures, and so you can use it on basically anything on trading view. And again, it's very useful. Again, I use it a lot of different ways. You can use it on Apple, Amazon, Disney, Google. There's a couple different ways to use it. But my favorite one lately has been kind of a longer term version of this. So this one's called the Market Oracle Pro. Right? So this is Chart Prime's Market Oracle Pro, and look at how accurate this has been. I can't fake this, but they are a sponsor of mine, so I'm biased. But like, again, look at how accurate this is. Sell signal here, drop. Sell signal here, drop. Buy signal here, bounce. Buy signal here, bounce. Sell signal here, drop. Buy signal here, bounce. Sell signal here, drop. Buy signal, bounce. Sell, drop. Sell signal, drop. Buy, bounce. So forth and so on. Very accurate. You can see how accurate that is right there. And again, the crazy part is this is hourly candles. So every candlestick represents an hour. And so it really is something where like you can get the alert and take small size and let it work and try to follow some of these alerts. Very useful. And this is just a small piece. You can also see it shows you this channel really nicely as well. So you can attack it that way. You can also use what's called the Market Oracle. So this is a 1 hour chart, right? If I put a 5-minute chart up, on a 5-minute chart, my favorite way to use it is the Market Oracle here. But again, you can see this rising wedge pattern. You can see when it breaks and it holds that level as resistance. You can use a 1-minute chart, a 5-minute chart, longer term charts. There's different oscillators that you can use, smart money concepts. And again, it's like $40 a month. It's very cheap, very cheap. Look at this last reversal. It literally called the bottom of this last reversal and this one. So again, the real edge is when you get a candlestick pattern and a reversal signal on a 5-minute chart. For me, if you want shorter term trading, look, reversal up, nice bounce after it called that. Same thing here, bullish engulfing candle, reversal up, nice bounce. And this is 5, 10, 15 minutes of bounces. This is like an hour of bounces right here. And so again, you get great oscillator, and there's a lot of tutorials on their page that show you how to use them. Again, genuinely useful in my opinion, but they are a sponsor of mine. But for $40 a month, it's pretty cheap. And again, if you want to check it out, you can also use the 40% code right here. If it's easier to just use the 40% code, check them out. I'll put the link up in chat as well as the link in the description. Yeah, I always try to tell people I'm biased because I am, and I think it's important if I'm going to promote stuff. I'd rather tell people I'm biased, tell people I have sponsors, and not worry about, whatever. I'd rather just be real with people. And again, I think there's genuine value. I don't accept a sponsor if I don't think it has actual value. And Chart Prime's dope, man. I was always against kind of algo trading until they actually showed me their software. And once I saw their software, I was pretty impressed by it, to be honest. But yeah, check out those links. I love you all. Y'all be safe. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys a little bit later. And yeah, stay smart in the market, guys. Remember, tomorrow we have the ape conversion. We have Jackson Hole with Jerome Powell. Jackson Hole actually starts today. And so we'll see what happens. I haven't gotten any reports on it. But the Powell speech is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. And so y'all be safe. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys later. Y'all hit that subscribe button. And
Yeah, y'all be good. See you guys a little bit later. Stay safe.